Hi subscribers, I want to welcome you back to this wonderful channel. So in this video I'm going to show you the procedures and the various steps on how to actually configure a P-Series Yeastar IP Pbx. I've actually not tried this before, but actually this is the cloud version and a trial version, so it's actually not on premises device that we are going to deal with. It's a cloud that we are going to deal with. So kindly sit back, relax and watch me show you how to actually configure this cloud-based IP Pbx of P-Series. Thank you. So without wasting time, let's proceed with our configurations. So when you open the link, okay, for this cloud-based IP Pbx, this is the first thing you are going to see on the page, and this is actually a wizard to help you easily set it up, actually to save your time with configurations. And so you provide the username for the administrator, you password for the administrator, the email, and then the contact of the administrator, and then you provide a contact name for notifications to be sent to the administrator, okay? And these notifications are information, warning and alert of the Pbx system, okay? So we are done filling these various fields, okay? So let's proceed. Now this is where we actually set our date and time of the IP Pbx system, right? So I'm in Ghana, so let me set the time according to Ghana time, and our time is same as London, so I'm using London's time, okay? Basically, yeah, that's it. You leave the rest at default and then you proceed. Now this is where we actually, the next thing is to configure the Pbx localization. That is, set the system prompt and email language, the tone, region and other localized configuration. And so you can proceed and download a prompt, an online prompt for this Pbx system, or just leave it at default, okay? Now this is the other settings. Notification email language is English, so here you can select the kind of language you want, okay? Russian, Chinese, English. I think these are the only languages available. And then you can proceed and give this Pbx a name. So let's say OWUUBII Pbx system, okay? And at this side it says name display format, first name, last name with space in between, okay? So this is basically about name display format, how you want them to be displayed. Enable allowed country region code dialing protection. This is an option you can also enable, and you need to specify the dialing code, okay? So this is my dialing code, this is Ghana's dialing code. You proceed. Okay, so the last thing to configure on this wizard is the administrator. So basically that's it. So this is the basic configuration that needs to be done on the wizard. So when you are done with everything, down here you can see the summary, okay? So now we need to confirm and reboot. So now we need to reboot for this configuration to take effect, okay? So I'm rebooting. Installation is complete. Please reboot your device for configuration to take effect. Okay, so let me reboot. I'm rebooting. actually to take a while for it to finish rebooting. Actually needs to be done is for you to actually activate your cloud PBX before you can actually have a login page to this cloud PBX system. Okay, so let's wait a while. It's going to be done soon, and then we can have access to our PBX login page and proceed with the various configurations. Alright. So as you can see, now we have our cloud-based IP Pbx system working now. So now we need to proceed and log in with our credentials, our username and the password we created. Okay, so the username I created was this and the password is this. So if you could remember, this is exactly what we did. Okay, so let's log in. So this is my first login. Great. Just like the on-premises PBX system, we've been actually installing and configuring. This is the first thing you are going to meet, but it looks like in the P-Series it looks a little bit different. Okay, it's almost the same thing. So this is the data processing agreement between you, the user, and Yeastar. Okay, so let me proceed and agree. It's very important for you to read the user agreement to know what you are giving out to Yeastar, and then the other features and services you are getting from Yeastar as well. Okay, so let's confirm and proceed. Okay, good. We have our PBX system, and as you can see, this is the dashboard. Wow, very rich dashboard. Okay, so when we are done with our various configurations, we are going to see exactly the things we've done on our dashboard. Okay, wow, emergency numbers, recording and all this. Right, so let's proceed. The first thing we are going to do is to configure an extension for this IP Pbx. Okay, so let's proceed. The disadvantage will be that because it's not an on-site premises type of IP Pbx, I might have issues with configuring my extension, but let's try it and see if it works. So I click on extensions. Before that, let me check something up here. Preferences. Okay, great. And so preferences, we even go to the extensions and start configuring them. Always make sure you come to your preferences, which is under PBX settings. This is where you actually assign the kind of figures or numbers you want to be used. You want to use for this IP Pbx extensions. So as you can see, these are various extensions which had already been provided here. So we have 1000 to 5999. Okay, so let's just change it to 100. Okay, to 200, 300 to 400, 500 to 550, 600 to 650, 700 to 750. So these are various features in the PBX system. Okay, the packing extensions, we could leave it, yeah, we can just leave it this way. Okay, but just to show you that before you start with the extensions, make sure you come here to actually configure a default, configure a custom figures you want to use for extensions and other ring group voice mail extensions, conference extensions, account trunk and other stuff. Okay, so let's save. We have saved. Let's go back to our extension and then configure extensions. So add bulk. In configuring your extension, you can add singularly, or you can add it in bulk. So to save time, just click on bulk add. So in bulk add, it actually states the parts of your extension, okay, and then the number of extensions to be created. So in this case, I want only 6 or 8. I want 8 extensions to be created, and so mind you, the first extension will be 100, and then it will be in the descending order to the last number, which is 108. Okay, oh sorry, I mean 107, because this in addition makes it 8. Okay, so user role, this is where you can assign a user role. Okay, administrator, supervisor, operator, employee, human resource, accounting. So let's say administrator, and then here you have the extension information, registration name, generate randomly, or you can actually use a prefix plus extension number plus suffix, fixed number, extension number. So let's use prefix and extension number. So the prefix name, I'm going to use OWUUBII. Okay, IP phone concurrent registrations. So this is where you actually have the option to choose your IP phone concurrent registration, which simply means that you can, if you choose any of these numbers, let's say if you choose 1, it means you can only register this IP phone on one device, either your soft phone or on your physical phone. So if you choose 2, it means you can use the same extension on 2 devices, or if you choose 3, you can use these same extensions on 3 devices. So basically this is how it works. So let's choose 3, because perhaps I have a soft phone on my laptop, I have one on my phone, and I have one on the physical phone. Okay, the rest outbound caller ID, the emergency outdoor caller ID. So let's say maybe 900. Okay, then you save. Okay, great. So now we have our bulk extensions created. As I said, it starts from 100 and ends at 107. Okay, you can, and these are the caller ID names, of which we are going to use to actually configure our soft phone. Okay, in fact, you can further go ahead and edit it to suit what you want. Okay, example, you have the names, first name and then last name for these various extensions. These are other options you can actually try your hands on. You can assign a name, perhaps OWUUBII, or any other name. You can provide an email here, your contact here, and your user role, which needs to be done by the administrator. So let's say human resource. Okay, that's the user role for this person. And so you proceed with the rest. Okay, so this is the password. I don't know if I can change it. No, it doesn't work like that. Okay, it has a combination of numbers that you need to use, but I think if you want to use a customized registration password, you can actually do that in your network settings. Okay, where you actually allow a weak password and then you can use it, but it all has its consequences. So presence, okay, sorry, so this is where you can actually configure your extension. If you're available, it will be notified whenever there is a caller trying to reach you. When you are away, you can specify that business trip, do not disturb, lunch break, off work. So these are other options you can actually try. Okay, if you move downwards, you can see call forwarding. Now call forwarding, it's all about, in case call comes and you are not available, where should these calls be forwarded to? You understand? Now you have the options to say that, okay, always forward calls, okay, to voicemail, extension, IVR, ring group, queue, group voicemail, mobile number, external number, play, greetings, then hang up. You understand? So let's say, yeah, so this option is here. It says always, okay, else just disable it when there is no answer. And I think these are the best options. When there is no answer, where should it be forwarded to? Okay, I want it forwarded to my voicemail. When I'm busy, where should it be sent to? I want it sent to this extension, extension 102. Okay, so these are the options you can actually work with. The same way deals with the external calls. So the first one we tackled is the internal calls. This is the external calls. Okay, so external calls, in case external calls come into your IP Pbx, where should it go to when there is no answer? Okay, I want it to be sent to 101. When busy, I want it to be sent to the queue group, which we've not set yet. Okay, we'll do that all together. So basically, I want it to be sent to my voicemail. When you come downward, you have the ring strategy, first ring, extension, endpoint, and other options like the extension, endpoint, linkers, desktop client, software only, linkers, mobile client, linkers, web client. Okay, ring timeouts. So this is where you actually specify how many times when you are ringing someone on this particular extension, how long it needs to ring before it times out. Okay, And then here you have the options. Ring the mobile phone number simultaneously. That is if you provide a mobile number here. Okay, let's just disable it. Accept push notifications. And then you have agent status auto switch. Select which status the agent will be switched to and when the extension is changed to the corresponding presence. Okay, so these are the options you can actually play with on your whilst you are done creating your extension. We have a voicemail here. Okay, you have voicemail pin authentication enabled. If you disable it, it means you can get straight to your voicemail without any pin, and this is the voicemail access pin. Okay, wow, I like this PBX system. You have options down here which actually talks about your voicemail notifications. Okay, so here you have the options like do not send email notifications, send email notifications with attachment, send email notifications without attachment. So these are the various options in sending a voicemail notification. Okay, this option which says play date and time, when enabled, the arrival time of the message will be announced before the voicemail message begins playing. Okay, so when it's enabled, it will play the dates and time of the arrival of the voicemail. When you enable play caller ID, the caller ID of the party that left the message will be announced before the voicemail message begins playing. When you enable the third option, which is play message duration, it says when enabled, the duration of the message into bracket in minutes will be announced before the voicemail message begins playing. So these are the options you have. Okay, and then if you move downwards, you can see the voicemail greeting. You can record a custom voicemail greeting and then upload. Okay, available ones, these are options you can actually do. So you can record one for when you're available, one for do not disturb, business trip, away, lunch break, off work. Okay, so these are the various options you have under the extension, which is also under the voicemail. Okay, so let's save and proceed. Okay, so if you come to the features, you have a whole lot. Okay, we have a whole lot, but we'll have a different time and then talk about these other sides of the IP Pbx. Right, so let's proceed with the extension. Basic setup of our P-Series before we can go into details with other parts. So let me apply. Okay, let me go back to the extensions. So basically these are the extensions I have. Right, so because this is actually a trial version and a cloud-based version, it's not actually a premises-based P-Series Pbx system. So I'm actually finding it difficult to configure an extension so that we can see in real terms on how to actually configure this P-Series Pbx system. But when everything is done, okay, normally what we use to configure extension is the extension number, okay, the registration name, and then the password. These are the three basic stuff we use to actually configure an extension. I have my soft phone here, but unfortunately it's not able to work. The reason being that it's not an so let me try this again and see. Let me configure it. Let me copy its password, paste it here. Okay, yes, and out of office. Yeah, so I don't have these credentials because it's cloud based. Okay, let me click on OK. No, nothing is going to happen because it's not an on-premises PBX system. But basically this is a trick. This is what we use. Okay, the extension number, the caller ID, the registration name, and the password to register an extension on a soft phone or a hard phone. Okay, then we move on to the trunk. The trunk has got to do with the medium by which you can reach people outside your premises, and the same medium by which people can reach you inside your premises. Okay, so this is where we actually set up our trunk. The trunk type is here. If it's peer trunk, you actually select that. If it is port based, you select that. If it is private network, you do that as well, an account trunk. And then this is the ports by which you would have to perhaps configure your trunk on. And this is a typical SIP trunk kind of. Okay, so if anyone you choose is based on how you actually need to configure it, but they are more like SIP trunk kind of configurations. Okay, asked to provide certain host names or IPs here, and then the domain and password and usernames. I don't have all these credentials. Let me try and put anything here. Let's see. Okay, the domain can be the same IP. Username, let me use admin. Okay, the authentication name OWUUBII. Okay, so you can select enable outbound proxy or leave it at default, and then we save. Please enter one DID list. Where should I? Okay, so let's proceed to advance. So this is where you actually select your codecs. Okay, these are the available codecs, GSM and other stuff. It says specify based on which type of calls to define and restrict the max concurrent call number for this trunk. The options are outbound call. The trunk's total concurrent calls will be counted as equal to the number of its concurrent outbound calls. Or the trunk's total concurrent calls will be counted as the sum of its concurrent inbound calls and concurrent outbound calls. The default is outbound call. Okay, so you have these options. If you move to the next one, This is the DID. These are various options you can actually configure on your trunk. And remember, I told you your trunk is the medium by which people can reach you and you can reach them too as well. Okay, later we'll go deep into how to set up these trunks, but basically this is the procedure. And unfortunately I don't have any trunk with me. Okay, I don't have any trunk, as in perhaps PSTN, that's our normal analog trunk. ISDN, I don't have it, or SIP trunk, I don't have any of these ones. Okay, but basically this is how you can actually set up your P-Series IP Pbx. And these are the various rows these are the various rows in the P-Series IP Pbx, which is very fine and it's more advanced than the S-Series. Okay, the features I see in this IP Pbx. So you have the option to edit and then assign privileges, you know, and disable some privileges. Wow, I like this PBS system. You have your contacts, where you can actually save contacts here to make it easy for you in case you want to call your client. You have your phone books here as well. Okay, LDAP server, they are all here. And this option says LDAP notes are strictly synchronized by extensions, contacts, and phone books. They cannot be edited or deleted. That's if you enable it. And there is a configuration to be done for LDAP. Okay. Then we have the auto provisioning for phones. This is where you can actually add extensions on hard phones, which can be done singularly or by bulk. And so if I choose bulk, I actually want to save my time. And so these are the various brands which are compatible with Yeastar IP Pbx. Other brands are compatible like Cisco, but I find it weird not being here. So if you select any of this, example Fanville, you have the model to be selected from here. So let's say H5. Then you specify the MAC address. If there are multiple MAC addresses, separate each one with a line. Okay, and then you have options, templates. A template for the Fanville H5, which is the hard phone. Okay, and then here it is asking you to assign an extension. So let's assign this extension. Okay, end of extension. Okay, 107 assign. Okay, let me delete this guy. And say you want to actually configure it in bulk. That's the auto provisioning. It makes your work easier by not actually creating your extensions. So it makes it easy because you can from your PBS system still configure your extension on your headphones, right? If we move on to resources in your repository, you have your custom template, and then the device firmware is actually here. You can actually add it to your resource repository, which is all under auto provisioning. Okay, Okay, so this is the control. So this is where you configure your inbound and outbound calls. Inbound means calls coming in from outside to your premises. Outbound means calls going out from your premises to the outside world. And basically this is how to configure it. So example, inbound call, you can specify the name for it. In the inbound call, you need to specify the trunks these calls can be made through to get to your end. Okay, and when it gets to your premises, which extensions or features should get access to the calls that are coming in. Okay, so in this case you are saying the call should come to your IVR. Okay, well, perhaps I don't want this particular call to come through my IVR, so I'll specify an extension. I want it to come through this extension, and then you can set your time conditions as well. When the time conditions is applied here, it means you can specify that callers can call you between perhaps 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. After this period, calls will not come in. Okay, and then calls can be rerouted to your voicemail or forwarded to your other features you actually configure on the PBX system. Okay, so this is how you can set it up. But if you disable time condition, it means at any point in time calls can come in. And this is the time condition is very important because you might be away for Christmas or holidays and you wouldn't want calls to be coming into your extension, so you can specify perhaps a voicemail. Okay, so add business time, business hours. So this is where you can actually say, okay, I don't want calls to come in at all days, so I want it to calls to come in the normal days of Monday to Friday, and then you specify the times here. So let's say 8 so start time 09 o'clock. Okay, and then my end time, let me say I close at 4 p.m. Okay, so 16 o'clock. Right, so basically this is how you are supposed to do it. I think you can even go to your advanced option and select the months. Okay, you can actually even go ahead and select the dates. So you want all calls to come in, but on this particular days you don't want any calls to come in. Right, so basically this is how you can set this up at the inbound route. So anytime you select time condition, it will work with the time condition you've actually configured. Okay, when you are done, yeah, so basically this is the option. When you call business hours destination, where should it go? IVR, simple. Outbound business hours destination, where should it go? Holiday. When call comes in, where should it go to? Let me choose a voicemail, which I think I've not configured yet. let me simply make it hang up because I'm not available. Then you save. Trunk. Okay, great. So here you have been asked to select a trunk before it actually works. And unfortunately I don't have any trunk configured, so it's not going to work, right? But basically this is the way you can deal with this P-Series IP Pbx system. The outbound calls are to make calls outside, and so here you can specify which extensions should be able to make calls outside and through which trunk. These are where you actually do that. So these are the extensions, okay? And then if you apply the time condition, it applies the same way, which means if you're in a holiday and you apply the time condition, the person internally can also not make calls outside, okay? And so here you choose the trunk for which you can make calls outside. That is the outbound route, okay? So this is a business hours and the holidays. So this is how to basically configure a P-Series IP Pbx. In the later in the future, I'm going to be talking about its various features and how to go about it, okay? Example like the core features, we'll speak about the PBS settings, we'll talk about the system where you have the date and time, email, storage and event notification. You have your security, maintenance, integrations. Wow, this is one of the best part of it I really like, where you can actually integrate a call recording management into the P-Series for you to actually have a good call center, okay, which will actually make your work easier. Hotels can also deploy something like this. And then you have your reports and recordings here. Your call reports, your call recordings are all here, right? So we'll be going through all this, but basically what I did today is to show you how to basically configure a P-Series IP Pbx. Okay. Yeah, so we've come to yet the end of another video. I guess you can basically configure your P-Series IP Pbx system, right? Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel, share my videos and like my videos as well, and your comments are expected as well. Thank you again for watching. We'll see ya.